We open on Arya learning to kill. Meanwhile, fuckwits are actually killing one another outside. Sirio says, "Come at me, bro." They're having a really great time. More dead wankers. Sansa runs away. Meryn Trant and his men interrupt Arya and Sirio's really great time. Sirio fights them but ultimately gets fucked on for having a toy sword. Arya chucks a Sansa and runs away. Fat load of fucking good it did for Sansa anyway. Arya then stabs a little bloody freelance bounty hunter and runs away. Varys has put on a warm jacket to go tell Ned he's pretty much fucked. Over at the wall, Sambo and the gang conduct an autopsy on some more dead wankers. Gior Mormont then checks the emails and tells Jono about all the shit that's gone down in King's Landing. Jono is given access to info@castleblack.com. Cersei tells Sansa to tell her brother Robb to come to King's Landing and kiss her ass. Robb is like, "This is bullshit. This isn't Sansa talking." Maester Luwin says good journalism is dead. Robbo then says he'll go to King's Landing and take an army with him. That's a little bit fucking exciting, isn't it? Catelyn's sister refuses to join Robb's army because she's a selfish dickhead. Cut to some vintage Bronn and Tyrion banter. They then have a run-in with a bloke called Shagger who wants to pick a fight. But Tyrion is like, "Why don't I just give you some gold and we'll start a new group?" Everyone is instantly excited about the new group. Alyssa Thorne makes fun of Jono for having a dad who's in prison. Jono reacts like the son of a dad who's in prison. Ghost is either really hungry or senses trouble. Trouble arrives in the form of a dead wanker who's come back as a frosty zombie. Jono sets the fucking beefcake zombie on fire, no worries. Across the narrow sea, the Dothraki destroy shit. Classic Dothraki. Dany is like, "Yeah, nah, let's call it quits on all the raping. Let those Sheilas out, please." One of the rapey fellas puts in a complaint with Drogo, and this is how Drogo deals with formal complaints. Dany says, "Let's make love immediately." Drogo is like, "I better deal with this injury first." Dany's new friend, who looks trustworthy, is permitted to help with that. Robb is having trouble growing his army. Luckily, Grey Wind is there to pull everyone into fucking line. This is the best party ever. Even Branno is having a great time. Robb then says he has to fuck off to pick a fight, so Bran will need to run the castle. Branno says too easy. Rickon reckons that being left in charge when you're a kid is bullshit, and he does a walkout. Osher and Bran talk about religion and the meaning of life. Hodor interrupts with his massive cock-out. Osher then says that the real war is north. No one listens to homeless wildlings. Sambo shares his theories on the zombie apocalypse and how to stop the frosty dickheads. Robb gets a comforting mum hug. She then gets all emotional about him growing up. He says, "Don't worry, I'm gonna fucking smash the Lannisters." Tywin meets Tyrion's new friends and isn't as judgmental as we thought he would be. Fuck yes, Shagger, fuck yes. Robb tells a Lannister spy to go tell Tywin he's about to come and kick his ass. Meanwhile, Ned is being kicked for no reason. Finally, Cersei fires one of the greatest knights in the realm. Barristan gets a bunch of shit off his chest and then does a walkout. Sansa steps up and asks for mercy for her father. Joffrey says only if Ned admits that I am the real king. End. Oh, being a book wanker, I do enjoy these old episodes written by Mr. Martin. The pacing and structure in his screenwriting is always silky smooth. My favourite scenes would be the showdown between Syrio and Meryn Trant. We didn't see Syrio die. Didn't see it. I remain in denial. Even though in reality I'm retro reviewing and we're up to season 6 right now and he's not around. Just shh. We didn't see it. I loved all the Tyrion scenes. This episode really showcases his vintage wit and negotiation skills, yet also shows the emotional struggles between him and his dad quite well too. It was good shit seeing Robbo step up to the plate and take some action in response to Ned's imprisonment. The Drogo fight scene was great and fucking nuts, and I thought the ending was solid. Seeing the Lannisters moving in and doing what they want, like firing long-time staff staff members is worrying shit. They are moving into power so fast now, absolutely seized the throne to the max. Yeah, and the ending is not over the top. Sansa begging for mercy for her dad leaves this episode in a gentle cliffhanger, stuck somewhere between hope and hopelessness. You can definitely feel how lost Sansa feels, out of her league, stressed as fuck, and overwhelmed. Drogo trusting Dany's judgment feels a little rushed. I know we all know what's on the horizon, but yeah, looking back over the episode, this Sheila feels so fucking shifty from the outset. Drogo just decides to trust her immediately. I love that Dany is gaining respect and authority with the Dothraki, but Drogo burning bridges with his own people just feels a smidgen clunky. The romance plot is believable, but maybe it's just a bit rushed. I do enjoy the development of the supernatural side of things, but the cinematography, direction and fight choreography does feel a little cliche. This scene is like How to Shoot a Zombie Scene 101. The show was perhaps still developing its own action style in these early days, and it wasn't quite there yet, but it is fun. It's a great scene. It gets a lot more suspenseful and darker and grittier in later seasons, though. I think all of season 1 is funny to watch for that reason. It's still a harsh, dark world, but everything is nice and bright and fairly well lit. Maybe that's because 2010 and 11 is a while ago now, or it's intentional because winter hasn't come yet. Look, overall I'm nitpicking. The episode is called The Pointy End, and I think thematically Syrio and Arya set the theme here. What do we say to the god of death? Not today. I feel like this episode focuses on our main characters choosing not to lay down and die. It's about kill or be killed. Arya narrowly escapes by killing this little bounty hunter. Jono says fuck off to the god of death. Tyrion doesn't always need to kill in retaliation to near-death experiences. He can talk his way out of a tight situation. Robb and his mum talk about an all-or-nothing scenario in which they need to kill the Lannisters or be killed. Drogo could have died, but he said, yeah, nah, not today. He also said, oi, you don't need this throat, do ya? Ned is flirting with the god of death, and Sansa is trying to say not today on his bloody behalf. You gotta stick 'em with the pointy end before they stick you with theirs. It's a very blunt theme and a cutthroat way to live your life.
Dirty old town, dirty old